I am sure everybody has heard at this point, because it just happened on Monday, that the YouTube monetization requirements are changing. I think everybody named Mama didn't heard that one. Everybody didn't heard. Let me tell you, the creator world was in a tizzy, is in a tizzy. As some people have said, easy mode is now off, but let's be honest, there was never an easy mode. It was never an easy mode. But here's the thing that I thought about when the announcement was made, is that this is going to separate the dreamers from the doers. Because a lot of folks talk about doing stuff and then they don't do it. But two things are going to remain true and have always remained true. One, change is inevitable. Yes, I feel like I'm Thanos whenever I say it. Change is inevitable. And then number two, your why. Your why is always your North Star. So hello and welcome. I'm Gwendolyn Gr. Houston Jack. It's been a little bit since you've seen me here because a woman has been working so much that I don't know if I actually enjoy this life, but we'll talk about that later. So let's talk about me and my YouTube channels, right? Because this channel, Hugh Jack DMS, well, it's not monetized. I even have 100 followers. And I have 3 channels, right? 2 of them are for a business, and they are a customer service tool. So when I created them, it was never to be monetized through YouTube. It was to promote my businesses and use it as a tool for current and potential customers. It's done that. That was the why. Now the personal channel, when I started it back in the early 2000s, 2008 to be exact, 2008. I didn't take it seriously. Like, it was just a place for me to watch videos. It was a place to share a couple of family videos, that kind of thing. But it was not like, oh, there's a future here. Like, everybody who joined YouTube when it first came out did not have that thought. I saw a guy the other day, he joined in 2007 and he's got like 18 million. I thought, man, had I started then, could I have been? But that was not my path. It was not part of my why. And so everybody has their something. Where I am right now, I am, if we think about a marathon, because I love using a sports analogy when we talk about these things. You think about a marathon, I am a quarter away, make sure I'm clear here, a quarter away from the finish line. So close, so close. And I gotta tell you that I didn't consider taking YouTube seriously until maybe, 2021, 2022. So that maybe like 4 years ago? Yeah. Because it was just a thing, right? It was just a thing. And then you're like, I actually enjoy this thing. Let me see where it could go. Had I ever thought about being monetized in the moment, in that first moment? No, because I didn't know anything about watch hours. I wasn't listening to that stuff. But then when I got into my numbers, I was like, ooh, I'm at 1,000. How am I ever supposed to get to 4,000? Because that was the number, right? How am I supposed to get to that? Well, you fast forward a couple of years, you buckle down, you pay attention, and then you start getting the results that you wanted to see because you recognize what your why is and you go for it. So let's talk about Monday. So Monday I went live. I talked about this briefly on a live show. And a fellow creator drops a video that night, and I put into her comments, I gotta think on this. And I do. I have to process things. Now, as a Virgo, a lot of times I'm quick on the feet. That is true. And then there are other times when the news is shocking. Because when I saw 8,000, I was like, what? Yeah. I was like, God, are you kidding me? Yeah. But that's the initial. But then when you sit with it, I'm like, okay, well, hold on. Now, here's a couple of things we gotta talk about before I go into my story. Change is always going to happen. Every single day, something's changing. So we don't want to focus on the here and the now. Okay, this is a good time for a story. Hold on. All right, so story time. So back in the day when I worked at the Container Store, when I was a wee one, there was a job called Super Sales Trainer, SSTs, and I fell in love with that job title. There were people who were sales trainers, but they would travel all over the US to other Container Stores, and they would do the training for the team. And I said, I want to do that. I want to be an educator. I want to be an adult educator. I want to train people. I want to travel. I want to do all of these things. And then that job went away. And my heart broke. And I was like, now what? Because I really wanted that job. I really wanted that job. Well, I ended up talking to the super sales trainers who were now just sales trainers in a store versus a region. And they said, look, don't worry about the job title, because job titles will always change. It will always change. What you want to focus on are the skills you need to do the job that you want to do. And everything else will work itself out in the future. And I thought, okay. So when they needed a person to help out with sales training, I jumped on it. When they needed someone to help out presenting, I jumped on it. When they needed someone to help out assisting with a trainer, I jumped on it. And what happens? Well, in 2005, Gwendolyn didn't become a sales trainer. I became a market trainer. We ended up becoming a market trainer. Now, I will say this. There was a side job that got absorbed where you simply trained point of sale. And so I got in that way to kind of get started and started traveling, opening new stores. And then when the time came in 2005, I was able to take a new position as a market trainer. And then ended up writing another job, 2 more jobs for myself. I wrote 2 more jobs for myself, ending with quality assurance and training manager. That's the job I ended with. Wrote it up, made a salary, the whole 9 yards. See, it's not about the title or the job. It is about constant evolution as a person. Skills will always change, but they're also constant. How do you communicate? How do you write? Can you look at numbers? Can you do X, Y, and Z? Those things are constant. That doesn't change. Evolution is constant. Change is constant. Your why is your North Star. Something's always going to change. Something's always going to be different. If there's anything you can bet on, you can bet on change. You should also bet on yourself to continue to evolve. Like I said, people were talking about this one particular job and that particular job, and I mean this in the realm of the Container Store and any other business. There was a young lady who wanted to be my supervisor, the training supervisor, and when that job went away, she got upset. She's like, it's gone. I said, but it's not gone. You can still work on the skills you need to take on any other position that looks like this one. You still need to know how to talk to people, how to manage people, how to actively listen, how to plan, deduce. You need all those skills at all times. That has not changed. The titles will come and go. But the skills, leadership skills, communication skills, math, listening, Soft skills, God, I hate that. None of that stuff changes. Those competencies, they don't change. You still need that. You still need it. So here's your reminder. Change is going to always happen. So don't focus on what's going to always be a moving target. Focus on what you need to do what you want to do. And remind yourself of your North Star. What is your why? Why'd you even do it? Why'd you even start it? Why are you even here? What's your why? What's your purpose? You focus on that, and the when, the what, the how, the where will work itself out in the future. Okay, let's talk about me really quick. And I rarely like to talk about myself, although sometimes people look at what you're doing as a business owner, a freelancer, and it can appear that everything is hunky-dory. Yeah, but those are lies. And I don't live in that world. I like to keep things very upfront. So here's the deal. As I mentioned, I wasn't sure I wanted to be monetized on YouTube. But now that I am just a quarter away from the finish line, I'm like, look, we gotta figure something out, because I would be pissed if I didn't make it. It's kind of like thinking you finished a marathon and you didn't get the point 2. That point 2 matters. And when you turn off your tracker before the point 2, the race is over. So you have to do another race. You gotta start over again. Yeah, I've done that. So yeah, we are very close. We are extremely close. And so Monday night, I started pondering. And Tuesday morning, I got up and said, okay, it's time to get in where you fit in. It's time to work. Now, let me just make sure we're clear here. Because I keep saying this, I know others have said it, and I hate should, because you shouldn't go shitting on people, but you should not put all your eggs in one basket. You're gonna wind up with some broken eggs. So YouTube is a idea, one stream of revenue. It should not be the only. It just should not be. You should focus on getting your people off of that platform into your environment, which is what I am doing. I've been doing. So I have an email list. 3 email lists. That's what I've been doing. You don't put all your eggs in one basket. You are on somebody's platform that is rented space. You need to make sure you own whatever it is that you're doing. So I got up Tuesday, said it's time to go to work. We edited 3 more videos, and it's not just editing the videos and putting that content, because it's not the quantity. You need the quality to keep people's eyes on what you're delivering. Also recognize what your audience wants. Now, I know what my audience wants. Believe you me when I said I have written down all the things and I am actively working on getting them those things. Yes. That's how I ended up getting so close. I was like, well, let me stop fooling around and get serious. Am I a niche? I am not a niche. But I do know what the audience wants, and I deliver that on a consistent basis. Yeah. So now that I'm close, yeah, I want to get in there. But let's keep this in mind. If I get in, you still have to be approved. Okay, so it's more than just getting the numbers. You still got to be approved. You may not be approved even if you have all the numbers. But if I get in, it's just one revenue. Check it out. It's just one avenue, one stream. There are other things happening, right? As I mentioned, I play with all of my crayons. Don't you love it? I really wanted 128. They didn't have the 128. I don't know if he still exists, but the sharpener. The sharpener is there. The young lady who checked me out was like, oh my God, there's a sharpener. And then I thought, we need to have a conversation, baby girl, but not today. Let me wrap this up. Here's the deal. Dreamers and doers, who are you? There's your question. You either gonna go out here and do the damn thing, or you're gonna sit there and give all the excuses and reasons why you can't do the damn thing. All right, so until then, you'll see me pop in and out. Like I said, I'm working, it feels like a regular full-time job, but just like, but we are busy. I am going to commit to 1 to 2 videos for this channel because I need to get back to sharing some things. I have a lot of things going on, so we'll see you all then. Hey, before I leave, here's the question of the day. Who are you? You a doer, you a dreamer. And that means everything. That's not just people who want to be on YouTube or a content creator. That is small business person. That is, I'm going for this next level of my career. Are you a doer or a dreamer? What you doing? Let's talk about it. See you guys.